I got to play this song because we're all fucking tired of it. What is up, everybody? It has been a long time coming since you heard that. Swag's here. I don't have anybody in the second chair yet, but I'm hoping one of these jabronis over here wants to come sit in the second chair. It's the From the Hill podcast. We are at the TK Club in Conshohocken. Adam's going to come over in a little bit. He's going to tell you about the TK Club, tell you about the events that go on here now. It's very exciting. I just got done throwing bags, so I'm sweaty, stashed up and sweaty. But, of course, I was dancing on my own. I know everyone here in Philadelphia is very sick of that song. So am I. It's time to retire it. We got to put it away. It's done. So, as everybody comes into the live, I know what's on everybody's mind is the Phillies losing to the Mets 3-1. And, honestly, it really wasn't that close of a series if you break down the games. Phillies heroics in Game 2, pull out a victory. But the Mets dominated. And all day on Sports Talk Radio, all you've heard about is what are the Phillies going to do, talking about are we firing the coach. I don't really want to go there yet this year because I want to talk about the season. I want to talk about the series, what happened, why it went the way it went. So first, you have to look at the Mets down the stretch. The Mets were incredibly hot, coming in best record in baseball since July. And the Phillies kind of sputtered down the stretch, right? Struggled to get the 2 seed, get the bye. The first thing on everybody's mind has been, why is it these teams get the byes, keep losing, right? But you have to remember that the Phillies did this 2 years in a row, right? And they did it to the Braves. So if you're a Braves fan, you're kind of sitting here laughing because this is what the Phillies did. They came down the stretch hot. Braves were running as the best team in baseball, and then the Phillies come in and knock them out in a 5-game series. If you don't like the new format in baseball, I don't know what to tell you. It's here to stay. And so you're going to have to adjust. You're going to have to get used to it. In baseball, because it's such a long season, it just matters more how you play in September than how you play in April and May. That's just the way it is. And the Phillies, let's go down and break down first their lineup. Schwarber did not have a good series, right? And uncharacteristic of Schwarber, he was chasing pitches. The entire team was chasing pitches out of the lineup. And that's just, you just can't have it. The Mets pitchers were not incredible. So Game 4, Jose Quintana, he had a decent season, but he's a career journeyman, right? What's up, Tate? Yeah, we're back. We're back in the LA Fitness sauna, huh? Love it. Love it. Jose Quintana was a journeyman. He had a decent year this year. He went 10-10, 3.75 ERA. But if you watch that game yesterday, all he was doing is not throwing a first pitch for a strike, and the Phillies were swinging, right? Schwarber usually has good plate discipline. He did not. Trey Turner had really bad at-bats yesterday. Bryce had good at-bats. Bohm. Bohm obviously has got something going on the mental. And I don't really know what to do with that kid. I don't want to go crucifying Bohm right now because, he's 28. He was an all-star this year. Had a rough stretch. Yo, what's up? What's up, Mike? My man, Melter. Go Seahawks. I got to be honest. So people have been asking me all night. What's up, Joey? People have been asking me all night about the Seahawks-Niners game. And honestly, I really like the Niners tonight. And I like them to cover. And I'll tell you why, Melt. So the Niners need this game. Seattle doesn't need it. They'd really love it, right? That would give them a huge step up on the Niners in the division. Seattle goes to 4-2. The Niners fall to 2-4. But I do like the Niners, and I like them to cover. That game's starting soon. It should be on. I don't know if it's going to be on the TV behind me. You guys won't be able to see it anyway. But yeah, so Bohm's got to get his mental right? I don't know what else to say about him. And JT obviously had a really rough series. You're going to have to, at some point, spell him, right? You've got a catcher in the minors, Rafael Marchand. He's ready to come up. He's going to have to play 40 to 50 games next year, right? And keep JT as healthy as you can. Yeah, I mean that. So okay, a lot flying in. So, well, Joey, I mean it's not really excuses for the Niners, right? I mean they're not playing that well. They're missing their best player, right? And everybody in fantasy that had the first pick is really lamenting that, myself included, in a league, right? CMC. But yeah, I mean the Niners aren't playing well. They need to get their act together. But heavy bears the crown, right? The Niners have been on top for the last 3 years, so people are going to come at them. The Phillies, well, it's you can't say they aren't good, right, Bob? Because their record said otherwise. But you're right; they haven't been good for a while, and they really struggled down the stretch. But what was surprising to me about the series was how bad the bullpen was, right? The bullpen was so bad. The Sea Chickens. Joey Melter, Mike, is a big, huge Seattle fan. Yeah, dude, I love the throwbacks. Royals guy, huh? You want to see the Yankees go down? That would be interesting. The Yankees are an interesting team this year. Judge had an all-time season, and it feels like it's like as Judge goes, they go, and he hasn't been playing that well in the series so far. Wrong bird. Yeah, they have been 500 since England. I know, it's well documented, and obviously, what the Mets go, like 61-39 since England when the Phillies played them there, right? I know, that's been all over, and it's been documented, Bob. I don't disagree. But if you were picking, like, your three main spots in the series, Bob, of why the Phillies lost, what would they be? I mean, for me, it's pretty easy, right? The bullpen was historically bad. And Thompson leaving some of these guys in, I mean, you can't leave Hoffman in. Last night, Hoffman was bouncing the ball, right? 2 wild pitches. You can't leave him in. The bullpen just was horrible. The starters grinded games out. I mean, Nola, everybody's all over Nola like they always are. He didn't have a terrible start. Ranger actually had a better start than you think if you look at yesterday because Bohm had those 2 horrible plays at third base. Those are 2 outs, and so it made those bases loaded, right? But Ranger grinded a game out. But you get to your bullpen, and it's a fucking disaster. Absolute disaster. And then, again, as I've been talking about, the lineup, the hitting, like you just can't go that cold, right? The Mets pitchers are not that bad. Go all the way back to Game 1. The Mets gave you a bullpen game in Game 1, and you can't hit their bullpen. It was guy after guy after guy, and the Phillies couldn't do a fucking thing. Ranger's not going anywhere, Joey. Nah, Ranger's not going anywhere. I think the Phillies have to look at him and look at the fact that he ran out of gas down the stretch, right? But look how well he pitched yesterday. Got into some trouble, but he doesn't panic. He was getting guys out with the curveball. So Ranger's not going anywhere. The starters for the Phillies are really set, right? I mean, you got Wheeler as your ace stud. You got Nola, who's a 1A or a 2. Sanchez pitched like a 1A or a 2 this year, maybe even a 1, right? And Ranger pitched like that for half a season, so he's here. And obviously everyone wants to harp on Tawan Walker. I can't believe that they kept trotting Walker out there late in the season. It's got to be because of the payroll and what you're paying the guy, right? That's the only reason that you do it. But hopefully he can bounce back next year. He's going to be here. I can't see him. No one's going to take his contract. They're not going to cut him, right? So it is what it is. And you go back and look at the Mets. I mean, Lindor is a stud. I mean, that trade is really working out for the Mets. Lindor had such a good series. Where's my guy at? So the polar bear until he went 2 for 3 yesterday was hitting like 200, but he had 2 big home runs and a big double, right? So he did what he usually does. Mark Vientos, that guy just caught fire. And it does feel like this always happens to the Phillies. For those of us here that can remember thinking back to like the Giants series, right? There's always a player in 09, there's always a player that comes out of nowhere and just goes crazy. Honest question. Are the Birds going to beat the Browns? How can they not, right? So biggest spread on the board tomorrow, Joey, is Birds-Browns. That team's a disaster. We've this on From the Hill, we love to talk about the Browns. The Browns are just making these decisions that set their franchise back 6 years all the time, be it drafting a bad quarterback or signing Deshaun Watson, right? And the money they put into that guy, I don't know what the fuck they're going to do with him, right? You're nervous? There ain't no way you're nervous. You can't be nervous. 9-point line right now. It probably goes off at 10 by the time it goes off, right? And the Eagles have to win this game. And it's a good schedule game coming off a bye for the Eagles to get right. Let's see what Bobby's got in here. Okay, all right, here we go. So, Rojas. All right, Rojas is a major league outfitter, right? But but he's not a starter. If you look at the Phillies outfield, let's start there, right? Because you put Rojas first and Marsh. Marsh is not a starter on a World Series team. I agree. I think he's proven that. I think with the way that he played in the playoffs last year, he earned his at-bats this year, and he didn't prove anything to me, except that he's not a starter, right? Rojas just needs to hit. I mean, Rojas is a very good fielder. He's got speed. He gets on base. I mean, what did he hit? Like 248? But he gets on base. But we need him to hit better, right? That's all there is to it. Rojas has just got to hit better, got to hit more. He's got to turn the lineup over. Stott didn't have a great year. The interesting thing about Stott, and I was talking about this from the beginning of the season, Stott lost some of his power this year, and early in the season was hitting like 300, right? And then all of a sudden he just kind of fell off, and without the power, he wasn't even making contact. Pitchers adjusted and Stott, but I still believe in Stott. I don't know about you guys, but I still do believe in Stott. And Bohm, again, I don't know what's going on with Bohm. Bohm is a very talented guy. The problem with the lineup right now is you really can't have Bohm hitting 4 because he doesn't hit enough home runs, right? I mean, he drives the ball for doubles, but he doesn't hit home runs. So if you're going to have Bohm as your 4 guy protecting Harper, there's not a lot of pop there. The name that came up today, which is interesting, is would you have liked to have had Rhys Hoskins on this team? What if Rhys Hoskins was hitting in the 4 this year instead of Bohm? Because I know he only hit like 225 for the Brewers or something, but he hit like 28 home runs. And he's still a home run threat, way more than Bohm, right? Well, yeah, Joey brings up Trey Turner. So Trey Turner is interesting. Is Trey Turner a good shortstop? Defensively, I don't know. He's decent. He seems to boot a lot of routine balls. If Bob's still in chat and others, reminds me of a guy that I know. But he'll make spectacular plays, right? But you're stuck with Trey's contract, and Trey is a streaky hitter. Well, Bobby Witt Jr. is amazing. I mean, that dude's a stud. You have a couple of shortstops right now that are on a different level, right? And that, to me, that's like Corey Seager, Gunnar Henderson, and Bobby Witt. I mean, they're studs. And we'll see how the Royals do here against the Yanks. But so I mean, and the outfield. Going back, I don't know what you do, right? Because with you having Schwarber DH, so you're running out a bunch of guys that are platoon guys, right? Should be MVP. Wow. I mean, dude, the season Judge had offensively, you can't get rid of it. Right? I mean, this is Judge's 3rd time hitting over 50 home runs. Judge just had a absolute monster year. So obviously, I can't see anybody else getting MVP other than Judge. But no, Bobby Witt had a great season. Great season. So then everyone's coming back to Topper now. And to me, I don't want to get rid of Topper, but next year is going to be a big year for him because there were some decisions that he made in this postseason, particularly with pulling starters early. I look at Game 1. I look even at Ranger. And with the way the bullpen was struggling, you didn't know that in Game 1, but the way the bullpen is struggling, you probably want to leave your starters in longer than you did. Playing too much analytics, maybe? I don't know. Let me see if I can get Adam over here. Tell people about the TK Club. Tell them, everybody's asking where we're at. Joey said hi, Adam.
Who is it?
Joey said hi, Adam.
What's up, Joe? Who's Joe? What's up, Joe? So the TK Sports Club.
There you go.
It's a Polish club. It's been here for 65 years. It is slowly transitioning into a sports club. We have leagues here Monday through Thursday. We now have TVs everywhere. You can see there's games on every TV. There's still a lot to be done, but Thursday night's our big night with cornhole. You know, right now we have 40 teams in the fall league. In the winter league, we're hoping to get 50 plus. But it went from a place with 4 TVs, no cable, a Polish club where you could smoke and you could eat hot dogs, and that's about it. And now it's a big spot. So right now it's a big empty space. We're gonna get new flooring. The paint job is good, but we just have a lot of leagues right now, and just trying to get people down here on random nights of the week just to watch. Well, Not baseball, but you know what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Fuck baseball. Can I curse?
Yeah, of course.
Screw baseball at this point.
Boo-ha would be very upset
But,
with you if you curse, though.
you know, come down to watch a Penn State game. You know, like Penn State, but, you know, Notre Dame game, whatever you want to do. We're slowly getting there. It's taken a little bit longer than we expected, but if you could, you know, look around this place right now, it's packed.
It is packed, and the POS system's great, right? It's not just cash only anymore. So you can pay now with a card, which is huge. You got shuffleboard Tuesday nights, right? Which is
Shuffleboard Tuesday nights. I play in that league. It's 8 teams. We have a good time. There's only 25 of us, but we have a great time. But you're right about the credit card machines. Again, it was a cash bar until 4 weeks ago. And, you know, the credit card machine, they wanted to make it younger in here. And they fought me tooth and nail to get credit card machines. And they finally did it. And they realized, oh, really? The average check went up a little bit when people could put their credit cards down. So, yeah, it's been a work in progress. Truth be told, I'm not Polish. And it took... that didn't go well with them for a very long time.
Yeah, but Denny's here, so it counts, right? We got Rosinski here, so it's all right.
I got Dennis Rodzinski. He's my Polish friend. Whatever I have to do I'll put him as the president of the board. I don't care. But yeah, so it's that. Believe it or not, was the credit cards and the fact that I wasn't Polish. That took about a year. It took about a year.
But we got there.
We're here.
We got there.
We're here. And Thursday nights, really, this is like the spot in Conchi on Thursday nights.
This is Cornhole Night in America, baby.
It's Cornhole Night in America. We have, so the Winter Leagues start, I believe, November 7th.
The week after Halloween, right?
And it doesn't matter if you're, what's that?
The week after Halloween. Halloween's an off week.
Yeah, exactly. The Thursday after Halloween. And we have 3 divisions. There are some very, very good players down here, Jack being one of them. And then we have some really, really awful players down here, and I'm watching some of them now. So that's the thing is like, oh, like, can I join the league if I'm really shitty? Yeah, I mean, that's what I want. Granted, cornhole's now on TV, and the competition level has gone up substantially in the last 5 years. But we have competitive, we have intermediate, and we have recreational, and honestly, the divisions are very well. Like every division has about the same amount of teams, and everybody has fun.
So where can people
have fun here? Every age, it's just crazy down here right now.
Where can people sign up? TK Sports Club. Where's the website? So Facebook is TK Sports Club, right? I tagged it in this video. But tell everybody where they can sign up for the Winter League starting in November.
So it's tksportsclub.com, and right now we have cornhole open for another 4 weeks. Shuffleboard open for another 4+ weeks, and eventually we have electronic darts coming down here actually Saturday, and then you can see the pool table behind us. Eventually we would love to have a billiards league, but you know, I tried that in the fall. There was only 2 teams that signed up, so you know, it's a work in progress. Every league I've ever run, which goes back to 2012, the first season stinks. And then people kind of like, you know, my kickball league back in the day. First season had 4 teams. 3 years later, we had 30. Cornhole, our first season had 9. Now we have 40. So it's like, you know, it takes a little bit. So, but we're working on it, and it's you know, it's difficult.
Remember the young FTH days at the Country Beer Fest,
they were
setting
fun.
up live. That's the
last time I've been on here.
I know.
What was that? 2018.
That was 2019. I think.
19.
It's like
yeah,
5 years ago. But yeah, so we've been at this for a long time. I say we, I mean Adam. Adam does an incredible job with these leagues.
Yeah.
He's been doing this forever. So if you're interested in any of that, you got to check out the website, get involved, come down here. It is an absolute blast.
Yeah.
And we're just, everybody down here has a great time. Like after the games are over, we're throwing 8-man games, and it's a fucking blast. Yeah,
Thursday nights are fun. We start at 6:30.
Love you, Joey.
We go to about 9:30, 10, and then. I mean, last week I left at midnight, and there was honestly still 50 people here still playing.
I was still here.
It was madness.
Yeah, I was still here.
It's 5 or 6 sets of boards, and people just, it's, you know, sorry, I'm old now, but it's like people just have fun. People are smiling. And you look around, you're like, why is that person talking to that person? They have nothing in common, but it doesn't matter down here, man. Like, everybody just like, it's different than, I love Conchi bars. I've been to all of them a million times, but it's just like different down here. Like if you scroll around, it's like every age, race, and everything. It's crazy. So yeah, it's just, if you want to have fun, On Thursdays, cornhole, and then Tuesdays, shuffleboard, and then any other night, it's loose down here, man.
Yep.
Chill.
Joey said when he's coming, he's definitely going to visit here.
Who's Joe?
Joey's my boy.
Yeah? Where's he from?
He's from the area, but he lives in Kansas City right now.
He's in KC?
Yeah,
Is he a Royals fan?
Yeah, he's rooting for the Royals, yeah.
Yeah?
But he's a big Philly fan. Very, very saddened by the Phillies.
Yeah, well.
Aren't we all?
We're not talking baseball right now, because I don't want to do that.
I was. You don't have to.
I don't want to.
I was for a while, and everybody else was. So
I'm trying to send people over here, but everybody's nervous to be
I know.
on this thing.
No one wants to be on camera. Well, we're going to open up the third mic.
I'll go. Oh, Gambone.
Yeah.
Gambone.
Get on
Gambone.
the third mic. So I know.
You know he'll jump
Mel,
on here.
I know I want to get on.
Jump in here.
I want to get on YouTube too, but it's easier on
Gambone will
Facebook.
jump
Right?
on.
Gambone.
I'll get somebody.
Gambone, get on the third mic. Gambone, come say hi on the third mic.
Look at everybody.
I know. No one wants to get on camera. Look, that third mic is not on camera. Everybody's scared. Adam, tell him that third mic's not on camera. That third mic's not on camera. Ernie's going to come sit with me. What's up, Ernie?
What's up, people? I got some headphones on.
I don't have another set of headphones, so bear with me. They died on me, but so look, that third mic isn't on camera, so you can come over and talk, and you don't have to be on camera. I know it's hard to hear me, but Gambone, say what's up to everybody.
Fuck the Mets.
There you go. We heard that. Yo, you're in. So, Gambone, give me your. That's all right. Give me your number one reason that the Phillies, or top 2 or 3 you want, why the Phillies lost the series.
We hit like 185 as a team. Harper hit 333, but 4 for 12. Not that great.
Harper played okay.
Only guy with balls on the fucking team is Nick Castellanos.
Castellanos hit very well.
And our bullpen.
Bullpen was horrendous, right? Absolutely horrendous. Horrible. And coming into the series, bullpen was a strength. Our bullpen was very good. And then all of a sudden, they just shit the bed. What about the starters? I thought the starters threw well. I mean, Nola wasn't horrible. Obviously, Wheeler gave you a fucking gem, right? Sanchez pitched pretty well. If you look at the Ranger game, he honestly didn't pitch that bad. If Bone makes both of those plays, they're out of those innings sooner.
A lot of guys on base, but he got out of it.
He got out of it. And you don't forget, those Bone plays at third, like if he makes those outs, you're not looking at bases loaded in either one of those innings, right? So, you know.
I think we folded. I really do. I think we folded.
Do you give any credit to the Mets? Any credit to the Mets?
We got nervous, and yeah, we folded.
Ernie's just chilling. Ernie's hanging out. Say what up, Ern.
Still love Philadelphia, baby.
There he is. There he is. The smooth stylings of Ernie. Tuck, you want to get on the third mic?
I still love it.
Tell us your top 3 reasons why the Phillies lost that series.
Pressure, number one. I mean, the bullpen just falling apart the second half of the season, and these big money guys just not living up to their expectations.
Any credit to the Mets? I mean, the Mets hit clutch, right?
Yeah, the Mets were hot.
Lindor had a great series. Lindor's a stud.
He's way better than Turner.
Way better than Turner, right? I mean, Lindor,
I think he's getting paid more, but
he is.
he deserves it.
He's making his money. Lindor was a stud. The Polar Bear, up until Game 4, he only hit like 220, but big hits, 2 home runs, and that big double, right?
And we didn't.
And we didn't. And by the way, I'm not a Nimmo guy. I think Nimmo stinks, but he had that big home run. Like, I mean, they just hit when we didn't. And Vientos was unreal.
Oh, he killed us.
And dude, his OPS was like 1.2. Like, he was out of control.
1 through 4 in their lineup
Just crushed us.
did the job.
Couldn't get him out.
And our 1 through 4 did not.
Yeah, that's our entire lineup did. I mean, it was bad. It was bad.
And these guys you could rely on all year did nothing.
Nothing.
I mean the bullpen primarily. Harper,
Yeah, I hear you.
strong.
So I got an idea here. Get rid of Alec Boehm. You get rid of a couple prospects, and you go after Garrett Crochet,
Okay. Okay.
and then Alex Bregman,
Really? Dude, he's getting up there.
30 years old.
Wow, that's it? I feel like he's been in the league a long time.
He played with Aaron Nola.
He did. All right, here we go. We got some chat coming in. You're right, Ron. They didn't stay ready. And if you look at what happened with the bullpen, though, Ron, like the bullpen all year, I was looking up the stats of the bullpen before this series. The bullpen was like 5th in ERA. Like, our bullpen was really good coming into this series, and they couldn't get it out. I mean, Hoffman yesterday was atrocious. Hoffman bounced 3 balls in the dirt, right? And you leave him in. Like, what was going on with that? And you're right, Bob. The Mets were, again, we talked about it earlier, the best team coming down the stretch, right? 61-39 since that series in July. The Phillies are 1 game over 500 since that series. And you're right, there is a thing called mojo, right? It's momentum. It's baseball. It doesn't matter really how you play in April, May. The wins count for your record, but you got to be playing well in September and then into October, right? Game Bone's going to sit. Get in there, buddy. I got my second set of headset died, so I know it's hard to hear.
Now, who's calling me? Ricky Kelly. What up, Rick? Should I pick up?
Yeah, pick it up. Pick it up. Tell him he's live.
Yeah, what up? I'm on the live feed with Jack right now from the hill. You want to say what's up?
It's going to be hard to hear
I
him.
can't hear you. It's really loud.
Yeah, it's really loud in here. But yeah, I mean,
Where you
so
at?
really disappointing end to the season for the Phils, obviously. I didn't want to get too deep into like what we're going to do next year because the truth is we're still in mourning, right? And we're in mourning, and over the next couple days, chips are going to fall. People are going to say a lot of things, but the truth is that when you go from losing in the World Series to losing in the Championship Series to now losing in the DS, you got to make changes. Like something's got to change, and we know that the starters are set, really.
Now, do you think we beat Milwaukee?
Well, that's been the conversation, right? I mean, I don't know. Do we beat anybody with how we played? Right? Do the Phillies beat anybody with how they played?
I don't know.
It's hard to say. Probably not.
Probably not.
Probably not. The Mets are obviously hotter than Milwaukee, but it took the Mets till the 9th inning and Pete Alonso home run to even beat the Brewers, right? So, like, the Brewers were playing well, too.
The Mets are on fire.
Absolutely. So, here's the next question. Do you have the Mets going to the World Series? Do you have the Mets going to the World Series?
Fuck no.
So, whoever comes out of dude, if the Padres upset the Dodgers,
I would like that.
well, who do you like in that series? Now, that's Game 5. The Padres had a chance last night to finish them off, and they didn't do it.
They got blown out.
They had a chance, and they
Yeah.
just came out flat, and the Dodgers stomped all
I'm
over.
rooting for the Padres. I want the Tigers and the Royals.
Okay, that's interesting. So everybody's rooting for the Royals. Nobody wants the Yankees. Everybody wants the
All
Royals.
underdogs.
Yeah. So Hoffman, I can't believe how bad Hoffman was yesterday, Ron. Here's the thing, too. After he bounced that first pitch, how are you not going out to talk to him? Like, that was so bad. That's a major league pitcher bouncing the ball right in front of the grass.
You're talking about after Martinez got on?
Yeah. And then he bounces that ball right in front of the grass.
And then he bounced another one 4 feet in front of the plate.
Right. Like,
Yeah.
how are you not going out and doing
I
something?
don't know, dude.
I mean, you either got to talk to him. You have to do something, right? You can't just sit there.
He's kind of like Alvarado. When he's locked in, forget about it. When he's off, though, you can tell, take him out.
Oh, yeah. I
Get him
mean,
out.
you have to, right? But the
Yeah.
problem is you couldn't rely on Strahm. I mean, even though Strahm was incredible all year, he had a rough outing against the Mets. So, like, who are you going to? Kirkring got hit around. Like, all your Alvarado came in, did not pitch well.
I would have brought a lefty in for Lindor. Lindor is not as good on
Yes,
the right.
we want to move Lindor to the right.
Put Lindor on the right. Bring a lefty in. Bring in Alvarado or Matt Strahm.
Well, do you go back to Strahm there? I probably do.
I probably would have.
I probably
yeah.
do, too.
Yeah.
I think so. I mean, although I like Alvarado, I wouldn't mind Alvarado because he's scary. Like, he's wild, throws hard. The problem is, actually, I'd probably go Strahm because Alvarado can give up a long ball like he did, right? Like,
Lindor's been on fire from the left.
yes,
So-
you want to move him to the other side. But, dude, they're hot, and they're playing. Vientos that's the problem with bringing in a lefty, though, right? You move him over, you move Lindor over, then you got to face Vientos as a righty,
Yeah.
right? So it's like that's the way that Vientos was hitting almost comes into play because you can't you can't bring a guy in for one hitter anymore.
Talk about big balls, dude. That kid is 24. 24.
Stud.
24.
Stud.
Absolute stud.
Strom, I don't know if Strom let his emotions get the best of him. I think that Hoffman definitely did. He was nervous, you could tell. But Strom was – the ball that Alonso hit out off Strom was a great pitch. It was top of the zone, like top outside corner, and he just went and got it, right? I mean, that was a great pitch. Sometimes a hitter beats a pitcher, right? And Pete Alonso's a great hitter.
Even the one Nola threw him.
Exactly.
High
and outside.
Yep.
And he went and got it. That same thing. He did it twice. So I didn't hate the way that Strom pitched. He just got hit. Hoffman was out of control. And the pass balls were self-inflicted. It's not like he missed a spot and bounced into the dirt. Those were
3-4 feet from the
short,
plate.
and then they're advancing guys on base, right?
Yeah.
So Hoffman just at that point you have to go get him.
Yeah.
You have to, especially after the second one. I don't know. So
I heard they're going to have a meeting with Topper though. And
of
talk
course
about it.
Yeah, they will.
What do you think?
Yeah, they'll wait a couple days, let everything settle.
What do you think?
What do I think about Topper?
Is he here or gone?
I think he's here, right?
Here?
Yeah, I think he's here. Do you think they move on?
Huh?
You think they move on from Topper?
I don't know, dude.
Would you move on from Topper?
I don't know.
I wouldn't.
You wouldn't?
Nah, I give him one more year.
No, he makes a lot of questionable calls.
He does, but with baseball managers, when it's the right call, you look like a genius, right? And then when it's the wrong call, you're an idiot.
It really bothered me that he left Hoffman out there.
Oh, me too. That's the one thing in this entire series that's bothered me. I mean, we've talked about it for 5 minutes now. When he bounced that second pitch, at a minimum, you're sending your pitching coach out or you're going out. The fact that he just let him go, the pitch clock's running, dude, he clearly nerves were getting him. You got to do something.
Yeah.
To not do anything there is egregious. That's how I see it.
I got to go in a minute, but obviously we want Juan Soto, but we're probably not getting him.
No, I think his price tag's going to be too big.
So I had the Bregman proposal. What about the dude from Baltimore, Santander?
Yeah, and I mean
235 hitter.
Yeah. Do we need
42 home runs?
Do we need another one of those guys though? That's the question.
We need a contact guy.
We need, and more than a contact guy, right? We need someone who has good at bats. And I brought up Rhys Hoskins earlier. Even though Hoskins only hit 225 this year, he still hit 28 home runs or 26. But Hoskins always had good at bats, right? He saw pitches and he hits from the right side to protect Harper. It's tough to have Bohm hitting in the 4 because even though he hits from the right side, he doesn't hit for power, right? So you're not protecting Harper enough with Bohm. He's only hitting 15 to 20 home runs a year.
Yeah, you got to get
You need a big right-handed bat.
You got to get a guy to protect Harper. You have to.
You need a big right-handed bat.
I don't think Cassidy is too inconsistent to protect Harper.
And Castellanos is a doubles hitter, right? I mean, he led the league in doubles 1 year for Cincinnati. And by the way, I was super critical of him early in the year. He stepped it up. I mean, he carried us for a month, and then he hit very well in the playoffs. So I'm fine with Castellanos, but he is not enough pop, neither is Bohm, to protect Harper.
So give me your top free agent.
I didn't want to go in. I'm not there yet.
Too early?
Yeah, it's too early. I want everything to settle because if you ask me today, I want Bohm out. But I want to settle on it because I would say you're old enough. You can't be collapsing like this mentally, right? And you could see. I think he stays in Baltimore too, Ron. And I think Topper stays. Yeah, I do. So if you're Bohm, you're 28, right? And what told me that his nerves were shot were those 2 balls at third base, right? Misplaying those are easy plays. Now the first one he had to charge and rush it. He bobbled it.
He's turning into a cancer though.
That's what I'm saying. So
his attitude is really bad.
So for me, I might move on from Bohm if it's today. That's why I don't want to get into off season yet. Maybe next week start looking at things or 2 weeks, right? But because I might make rash decisions because Bohm is a great player. He's an all-star, right? And Is he fixable? Sure, I think so. But I'm not ready to move on from him. But if you ask me today, he's gone.
What about moving Turner?
Well, that's not who's going to make that decision. Because Trey ain't going to move from short.
Why not? He played center field for LA.
Yeah, but who? Yeah, why did he do that? Because who moved him off of short in LA? Mookie Betts. So like Trey Turner is a shortstop, right? And this now you're talking to a shortstop who has now moved off, right? But it takes another guy that you think is better than you to move off. He's not going to move off for Bryson Stott.
Now, can Aiden Miller play there?
Maybe.
If you go get Bregman, can Aiden Miller play there and you move Turner?
Maybe. But then what are you doing with Stott?
Bye-bye.
You're getting rid of Stott?
Bye-bye.
You're done with Stott?
Bye-bye.
See, this is why we got to let it settle. We got to let it settle. It's too early to move on from Stott.
He's been bad. He's a great defender.
And he was hitting 300 earlier in the year.
He's like Rojas 2.0.
No, stop. He was hitting 300 earlier in the year.
300?
Yeah.
Oh, he's hitting like .40 right now.
That's true. Casty is streaky. We've always known that.
.04. I meant. .40 would be 400.
No, yeah. .40 is 400. We got you. We know what you meant. We know it.
Bye-bye. Him and Bohm. Bye-bye.
See, and this is why.
Brandon Marsh. Bye-bye.
Well, Brandon Marsh is just not an everyday player. He's a good guy to bring in, spell you, play it, every other day, right?
Are you good enough with Santander in left field, Marsh in center, and Nicky in right?
Marsh and Rojas platooning in center, right? I'm okay with that. Are you not? Are you not okay with Marsh and Rojas platooning in center?
I got another one. What about moving Harper back to the outfield? 2 years removed.
He's not going.
And go get Pete Alonso.
He's not going.
Go after Big Pete.
He's not
the polar
going.
bear.
He ain't going.
Why not?
Harper's not going to move off of
Why
first.
not?
He said he wants to play first. He wants to play. That's why Rhys Hoskins isn't here, because Harper will not move off of first. That's set in stone. And that goes back to the Trey Turner thing. These guys are making $300 million. You're going to move Trey Turner off of shortstop that easy?
Well,
you better bring someone else in.
They're making $300 million. They got to play better in the playoffs, I'll tell you that.
That's true. That is true. I agree with that. But yeah, I mean, Harper's set at first. And by the way, he plays a great first base.
Very good.
Pete Alonso's a horrible first baseman, but he's a great hitter. He's a horrible first baseman. But that goes back, that's the money ball, right? Wait, you're talking about who we got to teach one of them to play first base. We're replacing Giambi. You kidding me? Giambi's the worst first baseman in the league.
We'll see. There's no way they're running it back, right? We can agree on that?
They have to make moves, right? They have to make moves. I think, to me, I still like the core of the bullpen. They just didn't pitch well, right? I think with you go through this year, Hoffman, Strahm, Alvarado, we like these guys, right? They're great bullpen arms. They just had a rough series. We talked about the starters. We're set. I mean, our first four are probably the best four starters in the league of any team, right?
Yeah, I think the bullpen is completely fine.
Yeah, bullpen's fine. You maybe go look to get a closer if you don't think that Estevez is the guy, right? Maybe you go get a closer. But even then, I mean, I like Estevez. It's okay. The bullpen arms, to me, just didn't pitch well, but I still believe in them. But really, the number one well, here we go. We'll end with this. Wow, so Ron brought up a good point. Is the polar bear too much of a Met to come be a Philly?
Yeah, but if the Cowboys said, here's Micah Parsons, are you going to take him?
That's a little different, though, because he's from the area.
All right.
Right?
All right.
Right?
CeeDee Lamb.
But
you wouldn't take him?
You always take CD.
Huh?
You always take CD. Yeah, of course. But I don't know if CD's too much of a Cowboy.
It would be weird, though, right? That'd be like Utley going to the Mets.
Well, how about Saquon being an Eagle? I mean, it still feels a little funky, doesn't it?
Weird,
doesn't it feel a little funky with Saquon being an Eagle? It's like, dude, still seeing him in the green is like a little strange, I feel like, right? Yeah, I mean, well, remember, we got Zach Wheeler from the Mets. But yeah, that's a whole nother conversation we can get into at a different time about the Mets and their pitchers. Remember, fucking that staff and DeGrom and all those guys, and then they just collapsed. And you thought Wheeler was done. I mean, the Phillies took a chance on Wheeler. Like, he was hurt bad, and the Phillies took a chance on him, and he's been, the last 5 years, a top 5 pitcher in baseball.
Yeah. So, like I said, final prediction here. I think we're going to go after number 2 starter.
Okay.
And a right-handed bat.
Okay.
Power bat.
Okay.
Or lefty. Juan Soto.
We need a right-handed power bat. We need it. We need a guy to hit behind Harper.
Who's out there, though?
That's why I want to wait a couple weeks. That's why I'm like, I want to let everything settle. I want to pick a target. You know what I mean? And we have to address outfield, right? I mean, it's got to be an outfielder. It's got to be an outfielder.
Yeah.
I mean, think about this. Let me leave you with this because I know you got to go. Your outfield is hitting 7, 8, 9 in your lineup. Aside from Castellanos, but in what lineup do outfielders, your corner outfielders, hit like 8 and 9?
With no power.
No power, right? You can't have it. The other question is, do you consider moving Schwarber back to left field?
And do what?
Well, you could bring in a big bat, a big right-handed bat, right? And
I mean, he's not terrible out
well,
there.
and dude, we won a World Series with Pat Burrell in left field, right? I mean, how much does defense actually matter in left field? Not really.
Not a bad idea.
Not really.
Not
right?
a bad idea.
I mean, you always have put Schwarber back out there, at least for time. Because I don't care where the big right-handed bat comes from, and that's going to be something that we talk about in the coming weeks. At this point, I don't care where it comes from, and I don't care where he plays. Even if it's like Schwarber and him rotate off between DH and outfield, right? I don't need a great defensive left fielder. Like, when you look around the league, no one gives a fuck about defense in left field, right? You need power.
Power. You need power, and you need a right-handed bat to protect Harper.
Exactly. All right, buddy. That's the boy Gambone coming in. CD wants to be in Dallas. I agree with that. Well, listen, we are going to get out of here for now. It's 8:30. We might come back with a quick one. We might come back with a little quick segment. We got.
Daddy.
What up? Talk to this.
I got it. I'll hold it.
Hold it. Give us
So
some.
I just gave a nice suggestion.
Here we go. Let's hear it.
We're gonna paint these high beams yellow.
Yeah. So like
We're gonna show this.
no touch. Yeah. So
we gotta do something. Here,
what's
you know what I mean?
what's
I've been
being
in that
described
season too much.
for the viewers here, because you can't see the front, is here at the TK Club. We got these beams, and they're duck beams, so they got to stay, right? And everyone hits them with their bags because the ceiling's low.
I got shut down with a hell no with painted yellow. But then I got the approval of bringing painter's tape, and we can just tape a little bit of line right down the middle.
Now that's a
And you
good
know what?
idea.
That's something.
That's
start.
That's a great idea.
I'll stop hitting the ceiling.
There you
You
go.
know what I mean?
Well, you're still gonna hit the ceiling.
We all know this. We all know this. A lot of mistakes being made
That
out there.
this happens.
A lot of mistakes out there.
It happens, right? I mean, it's kind of the story of the week. A lot of mistakes.
I was trying to stay far away from this mic tonight. you
Yeah,
know?
but look, and he even came on camera. Everybody was scared to come on because I put the third mic out. I'm like, dude, just come in and sit
Talk
down.
over there.
Yeah. I know, yeah. Look, but look, everybody gets to see you.
I didn't even know about that.
See that? Everybody
I didn't
gets to
know about
see
it.
you. But we are going to get out of here. We might come back for a quick little segment a little later. This was kind of like on the fly. Wanted to bring it back. Wanted to talk Phillies. Wanted to really juice up the TK Club for Adam because we're all loving the changes that are going on here at the TK Club. It's an incredible place. If you want to sign up, fall season starting November 7th for cornhole on Thursday nights. TK Sports Club. I tagged it.
Great vibe.
I tagged it in the video. We're going to be doing more podcasts here. Everybody's looking around. They're like wondering what's going on down here. But it's been a fun night, and bags are still going. We'll be here all night, and we're going to get out of here. Thanks everybody who hopped on the live feed.
Thank you.
Appreciate it. Appreciate everybody hopping on the live feed who chatted. Everybody that came over and sat in the second seat. Remember, you can see the From the Hill podcasts on YouTube, the iTunes podcast application, and Spotify. Just search _the_hill. We're going to do a trivia tonight. We're giving away a brand new From the Hill hat. We're giving away wristbands for trivia. So it's going to be a good night. But we're getting out of here. Peace.